We're right in the middle of number 12 when the video stopped, and it stopped before I realized it stopped, so I went a couple steps. So we were writing this step when the video stopped. We combined like terms, 4x squared minus 32x plus 48, and I was just writing the common denominator underneath. And then remember, the last step is to factor. So the first thing I noticed is that the numbers were really huge, and I'm thinking, oh, they wouldn't put one with this big of numbers on there. And sure enough, they didn't, because a 4 is common. When you take the 4 out, look, you have double bubble, yay! So although it looked like a really ugly AC method, once you took the GCF out, what you're supposed to do first, always with every factoring problem, it turns into a nice simple problem. So then we have same signs, so that's the only way to get a positive, and this tells me the larger number will be negative. So factors of 12 that add to 8 are 2 and 6, and the largest one has to be negative. And then remember, pause. I've told you this is where students made mistakes on the last test, so pause and add these. Oh, look at this, Kim. Signs are the same. This means they're both, boy, I'm losing it. Too many videos today. So this says the signs are the same. This says they're both negative. So both of these are negative. But see how I caught my error? If you guys did this, you would catch your error too. It's not just because I'm the teacher. It's because I went back to check and I went, oh, -6 plus 2 is -4, and that's not right. That made me look here and go, same, both negative. So is -2 plus -6 -8? Absolutely. So see, I just demonstrated why you should check your work. It's easy to make a mistake no matter who you are. So just add those and make sure they give you that. This is negative and this is negative. And when I add -2 plus -6, I do get -8. And this is supposed to say both. Okay, so now that we've done that, ding, ding. So this fraction does simplify, and like I said, that's the kind of problem I would put on a test rather than some ugly thing that didn't factor, and you had to sit here and list all those for 3 hours and it didn't work. So this one, you take out the 4, it's just a pure, fresh, easy double bubble. And there is something common, so my final answer is going to be 4 times x minus 6 over the two things that are left, x minus 3 and x minus 4. And there we have it. And that one, like I said, exact problem was on the paper pencil test last semester. So if I can find that one in the textbook for Alex, I'm going to put it on again because it's a great problem. Okay, let's tackle these last two. So, nice thing about these two is look, they don't factor. Woohoo! That's nice. So we can jump right in and just write, oh, I see a minus, so I'm going to do plus a negative right away. So get that negative up there. So I have 6 over x minus 2. I'm going to leave some room there, plus negative x over x minus 8, neither of those factor, plus x squared plus 48 over factors of 16 that add to 10 would be 8 and 2. Sign same, both negative. And then do what I did up here to catch my error. Add those two. Do I get -10? -8 plus -2 is -10. And -8 times -2 is +16. So then I can go confidently with the next step and know I have it right. So LCDs, write everything you see. So I believe the only thing we see is x minus 8 and x minus 2. So remember, we don't write anything twice. We just take the highest exponent we see, and we don't see any exponents. So the only factors we see are x minus 8 and x minus 2. Don't add them together. There's never been any word said about adding them together. It's about taking the highest power you see. And these all have imaginary ones. So that is going to be, let's go ahead and write it as one big fraction. So my common denominator is now x minus 8, x minus 2. So I look at the first fraction and say, what is it missing? Oh, it's missing an x minus 8. So I add that into the denominator and I add it into the numerator. Then I say, what is the second one missing? Oh, it's missing x minus 2. So I add it into the denominator and I add it into the numerator. And then I look at the third one and say, what is it missing? Oh, it's not missing anything. So it just stays the same. I'm going to pause because my snoring dog is getting louder. Okay, I'm back. So my new numerator is 6x minus 48. And then I have negative x squared. And I have positive 2x. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many people would miss that sign if they left the negative down there. That's why I never leave it down there, because they'd go x times negative 2 and write negative 2x, when it's really negative x times negative 2, which is positive 2x. And then this one we don't change, so it's going to stay the same. So there's our three new numerators all over the common denominator. So this one was missing x minus 8. We got that. This one was missing x minus 2 to make it look like this. So negative x squared plus 2x. This one already had the common denominator, so it came down. Ooh, this one's looking to be nice and easy. Look at this. Boom. Love it when the x squareds cancel. Then the only kind of factoring we can have is GCF if there aren't any exponents. So 1x squared minus 1x squared, gone. Next we have the x term, so it's looking like 6x plus 2x. So that's going to give us 8x. And oh, look at that. Boom. Nice. So those cancel too. Wow. We don't have any work to do on this one. This one's a little bit too easy for a test. I like a little excitement at the end. Little factoring. But 8x we know can't factor. It's a single term. So nothing to do. Add the like terms. X squared minus x squared, 0. 48 minus 48, 0. So we're just left with 8x in the numerator, a single term that can't be factored. Well, you could factor it as 2 times 4, but that's not going to help because these are 2 terms. Okay, so we're ready for our last one. This one gives students a little bit of a hard time, mostly because the negative 5x and 4 are in the wrong order. So not only you're finding a common denominator, you're taking a negative out and putting it in the right order and doing all that. So this is really negative 5x plus 4. Does everybody agree? Negative 5x, positive 4. So I'm just going to wipe that one away. So we learned you do not want the negative in front of that. So you take out negative 1. And when you divide both of these by negative 1, like we learned way back in 4.5, we get positive 5x, negative 4. Okay, so remember how Alex doesn't want a negative in the denominator or the calculator, so we should immediately move that up there. So this is now going to be negative 8. So our new first fraction factored is now negative 8 over 5x minus 4. So yeah, that took a little bit of work, but We did it in our last chapter on our last test, so hopefully you remember that. So first you have to put it in the correct order, the constants last, carrying the sign with it. Then you have to take out a -1, which changes both the signs, and then we move the negative up. Because remember what we said, this is the same thing as this. So moving a negative up to the numerator does not affect the fraction. In fact, you could even put it in front, but we don't like it in front because that's when we lose it. So I just moved it up. -1 times 8 is -8. So that one can't be factored further. I see a negative, so I'm going to add the opposite right there so I don't lose it. And that's -2 and 5x minus 4. And then plus, okay, so this one's going to be a little bit of work. This is an AC, so we're looking for factors of 80 that subtract to 16. 4 and 20. 80 subtract to 16. Ding, ding, ding. So the signs are different. Largest one plus. And remember, the minute you put the signs in, subtract. Catch your errors like I did. 20 minus 4, positive 16. So now over here to the side, we have to turn that into 4 terms. 5x squared minus 4, because remember we're taking this out, minus 4x plus 20x, and then minus 16. Then we got a group, because remember the whole reason we're doing this is to factor. So we take out an x, and we get 5x minus 4. We take out a 4 here, positive 4, and we get 5x minus 4. And then we get excited because our parentheses match. Woohoo! And when the parentheses match, that means we're doing it right. So this is going to turn into a new GCF of 5x minus 4 and x plus 4. So I hope now you can easily see what the LCD is. Can you guys easily see that? Write everything you see, but with only the highest exponent. I see 5x minus 4 to the first, 5x minus 4 to the first, 5x minus 4 to the first. So the LCD is 5x minus 4. What else do I see? I see an x plus 4. So that is my new common denominator. So 5x minus 4 and x plus 4. So we have, this is missing x plus 4. This is missing x plus 4. This is missing x plus 4. So then we also have to do it up here. This one already has a common denominator, so it's good to go. So we're going to get negative 8x, negative 32, negative 2x, negative 8. And then this one stays the same, so I'll write it as 1x minus 4 because I can see we're going to be combining like terms. So negative 8x, negative 32, negative 2x, negative 8, 1x minus 4. No x squared, so the only kind of factoring we could possibly have is GCF. So we have negative 8x, negative 2x, which is negative 10x, plus 1 would be negative 9x. And then we have negative 40, negative 44. Nothing common there. So we are done. Wow, I can't believe it. That one was too easy too. Nothing to do there. So let's just check our work. Negative 1x and negative 8x is negative 9. Negative 32 and negative 8 is negative 40. And negative 4 more, negative 44. Yep, nothing common. 9 only has 3's in it. And 44 is not divisible by 3. So that's our answer. Boring, but kind of fun. Okay, that's